Hey YouTube, it's time for another favorites video. I am collapsing 2 months into one. So this is a September and October favorites video. I didn't have that many favorites for each month, so I decided to do them together this time. So starting out with a very old favorite, a video game. I love video games, I'm not great at them, and I tend to play them for a little while and then go do something else with my time. And forget that I was playing one. So I kind of did that for about 8 years with a game that you may know called Dragon Age Origin. I am weirdly completist, so I cannot play Inquisition until I finish Origin, which is a problem because I bought Origin, many years ago, and it was actually really cute. Like, I discovered the emails from when I first bought it, and I actually had completely forgotten that the reason I bought it initially was because my girlfriend at the time and her girlfriend were really into it, and so I wanted to be able to chat with them about it and understand the fan work they were creating. And so I was like, all right, I'm gonna try Dragon Age, and I got to what is it called? I got to, it's like the bit when you go, and this is a 10-year-old spoiler, the bit when you go back to the Mage's Tower and you get to the top, and I think it's maybe Uldred or something like that. It's one of the mages has been corrupted and is a demon. So I'd been in the middle of that boss fight and I could not figure out how to play anymore. So I kept coming back to it and failing. And then it turns out that something about the Mac port is messed up, and so I couldn't finish. I could not pick up that game. There was no way I was going to be able to pick up that game. So R.I.P. Luthien, my character, is just not gonna exist anymore. But in one weekend in September, I was just so annoyed that I couldn't play that I went ahead and bought the Xbox, I guess the Xbox 360 version, but it works on the Xbox One, and have been playing a little bit of this game. It's kind of hilarious. I think it still stands up though. I haven't been playing through all the dialogue trees. I'm really trying to get back to where I was. Not really reading all the lore, which I normally would, but it's fun. It's still a fun game. It still holds up. So if you've never played it, you can totally get it for the Xbox, and I would recommend it. A couple of, okay, so first YouTube, I've been marathon all of Jessica Kelgren Fozard's back catalog. If you don't know Jessica Kelgren Fozard, she's amazing. She is a femme, lesbian with disabilities. She talks a lot about those topics. She makes really cute videos with her wife Claudia. I'm not really normally a couples channel person, but they are just super fun. They have adorable dogs. She does some vintage kind of femme fashion videos. She does some collabs with other queer YouTubers. I actually found her through Ash Hardell's channel. She's done a few with people like Ash where she'll make them up in her style. That's really fun. She just did one with Rowan Ellis as well, like that. And she talks about what it's like to live with disabilities, to be deaf. She's also deaf, and has some older BSL videos if you're interested in BSL. Just all sorts of topics that I love. So super fun. Highly recommend her channel. I've also been listening to a couple of podcasts that are new. One is Strange Magic, which I'm loving so far. They've just started with a few tarot related episodes, and it's short, it's informative, it's fun. Definitely recommend that. And then also the Word Witch. I'm a Patreon patron of the Word Witch, and they just started their own podcast, and it's I think it's going to be an interview podcast, so I'm looking forward to hearing more of that. As far as decks go, I have a few new ones, but this is the one I've really been working with a lot. You've probably seen it. This is Dark Days Tarot. I really like the imagery. It hit me really hard. And it's fun, it's black and white, it's square, so you can read things in 4 directions. It's definitely there are interesting things about the deck as a deck, and I probably will do a review, but it just emotionally really hit me. It reads super well. So I've been using that a lot. Also in tarot, the Tarot for the Wild Soul course just concluded. It was super good, super worth the price, super good. I would recommend it next year, when it will be available again. I think, although I know that Lindsay Mack is also doing a lot of other stuff, so it may not be until 2020, I'm not totally sure. But if you get a chance to take Tarot for the Wild Soul, is worth it. It is good even if you're not a beginner. She has a great way of reinterpreting some of the cards that really speaks with me, and I think like helped me think of the minor suits in new ways, and has really prompted some of my own tarot exploration. So definitely recommend that. I'm considering doing the Diving Deeper advanced course. I'm not sure. I'm gonna cough up the money, but I might. And then also Lisa Robertson's Tarot Reversals book. I don't know that I haven't been reading like with the exact interpretations in that book, but I really like the method of having 6 different ways of interpreting a reverse card and digging into those on my own, because it's really hard to memorize like 6 times 78 definitions. But I think when the card is flipped, I've always done this where I kind of try to think of different types of reversal techniques, and the 6 that she gives, like some of them I really hadn't thought of before. Like one is a protective aspect of the card, so like sometimes it's reversed because it's protecting you, you're not ready for the upright, or there's something else like protective in the card. Or another one I really like is the mirror. So how is like the reverse card reflecting back the energy of the card and asking you to see it in yourself? Like I think those are really like opening up how I think about reversals. So I would recommend that book. A couple of music things. So I did a video of the Jump Little Children concert. That was awesome. If you aren't familiar with Jump Little Children, if you like kind of folk-inspired rock, indie rock, I would recommend their newest album, Sparrow. And if you get a chance to see them live, they're one of those bands that's like much better live than recorded, which is no shade to the producers, but like I really think that they're best live. So I did do a vlog about that show, and then I also saw in October Florence and the Machine, which I don't know, maybe I'll cut in. I did like a little introduction to the show, and then the actual video from the show wasn't that great, but it was Florence and the Machine with Beth Ditto opening, so I knew I had to go. That combination was amazing. I went with a dear person of mine, and ended up meeting up with a couple of friends towards the end of the show. Like it was definitely fun, and it was fun to have that experience. I would not go to that venue again. It's the Anthem in DC. I mean, it's fine, but it's well laid out for the size. It's just in such a large venue, the acoustics are just not that great. So I've been like really into listening to Florence and the Machine albums, as I always do, really, after that show, and into the music. But like the experience of seeing it in a gigantic 10,000 person venue, I could take or leave. Another music thing, I've been listening to Mass Education, the St. Vincent album, a lot lately, and I am so in love. I really like St. Vincent. I really hadn't had a chance to listen to much of the music, so check that out if you haven't already. And then finally, a few things in the land of food. One, oh my god, if you're ever in Chicago, I do this all the time, go to Argo Tea, get the vegan matcha muffins. They are really good. They're really sweet. So if you are someone like me who doesn't eat sweet things a lot, beware, but like they're really good. Wonder Noodles, I can't remember if I've talked about these before, but I have been all over. Thrive Market has these, I think they're shirataki Wonder Noodles. They're basically these thin translucent noodles that they like have no caloric content. Like they themselves are not a snack. They're not enough food, but they're an awesome vehicle for a combination of tahini or peanut butter and vegan Worcestershire sauce. You mix those two together in whatever proportion you like. You kind of have to figure out the texture you like, and then mix it in with the drained noodles. Oh, it's a really good snack. Finally, last thing I've been eating way too much of, if you're ever in this area, in the DC area, Lost Boys and Poets is a great place just to go with people who have various dietary preferences, because they have a big menu, they have a lot of options. It's also a bookshop that's like Radical Bookshop. But the vegan nachos is like a tower of nachos. Like, you need to try this. The vegan cheese is actually good. There's vegan sour cream, there's guacamole, there's black eyed peas, there's salsa. It's a whole situation. So get thee to a tower of nachos if you can. Okay. those are my favorites for September and October. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and comment below with what your favorites were this month.